Live.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for April 28th. I'm going to give it a minute for all of you to find me live before we go ahead and get started. And we will get started as soon as I see a few of you out there. So again, if you are live with me, please comment and tell me hello. And got lots to share with you tonight, so I can't wait for you to see all of the awesome things that I'm going to be sharing. So hi Carol. Carol, you are our first one to comment tonight. And Patty, hello Patty. Welcome, welcome. Just going to give it a few minutes for some more of you to, I forgot to get my reminder out today that I'd be live tonight, but those of you that watch me regularly, you know when I go live. But today kind of got away on me at work. So anyway, hi Janet. And as you're all coming in, I see more and more of you popping on. Hello to Donna and Courtney. So welcome everyone to our Touch Base Thursday for April 28th. So a few things I have in the way of announcements while some of you are coming in. So we are gearing up here in our house for the end of the year stuff for Natalie with graduation and prom and all kinds of stuff. So I've been all full of different kinds of emotions over the last couple weeks. Excitement, sadness, you name it. I've been feeling it as we gear up for all this. But she's ready. She is so ready for her next step and her next being a full-time college student. So I know that she'll do great. And she's actually got herself a full-time job this summer, working at the job she has right now. They're taking her on full-time. So she is all good. So anyway, oh, Courtney, your house is watching the NFL draft. I'm sure my brother is as well. Totally forgot about that going on. Okay, so anyway, again, thank you all so much for joining me. If you are new to finding me here on Facebook, my name is Kim Vogel, and I'm a demonstrator from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, in the center of our state. And I've been a demonstrator for about, it'll be 12 years this coming fall, maybe 13, 12. I had to think about that. So anyway, tonight I'm going to be sharing with you the Let's Set Sail bundle. It is a bundle that is carrying over into our annual catalog. So I'm excited for that. So I'll be talking to you and sharing with you different ways you can use the Let's Sail bundle after we go through a few housekeeping, normal announcements that we do. So those of you that are sharing already, I love it. If you're new again to my live, make sure you comment and or share my video, and then comment that you shared. You get into my drawing to receive free goodies. And so I do have some things from last week that we are going to give away. So those of you that shared, got your name in my drawing. The winner of the rhinestones, the Wave Basic Jewels. Now, these are already sold out. You can't even get them. But the winner of these is Wendy Drowley. So congratulations to Wendy. And Wendy, I'll get those out for you. And then the winner of the Artistry Blooms Adhesive Back Sequins is Diana Knapp. So congratulations to Diana and to Wendy. So hello Annette, and welcome to Mary and Paula. I see a few more names popping up on here. So again, if you share my video, you'll get in the drawing for next week. And next week, I am giving away the Elegant Faceted Gems and a bolt of the Very Vanilla Ribbon. So woohoo! This is vanilla trim, the lace trim that it is retired and sold out, or retiring and sold out. So you have a chance to win it yet if you still had that on your wish list. So I will be drawing for those. Those of you that were part of my virtual party, I want to thank all of you for that. Joined me with that, participated in that. The winners will be announced right after my Facebook Live over on my virtual party page. I will be drawing those tonight after my live. So I didn't want you to think I forgot about it. I just did not have had a work meeting today over my lunch, so it took away the time that I normally have to do some of my Stampin' Up things. So that will be announced shortly after my Facebook Live. I'll be drawing the names for that and putting that out there for all of you to see. A couple other things that I have coming up. I opened up my paper shares last night. So in the past, I've done product shares for both paper and our ribbon and embellishments. But this year, I chose to only focus in on the designer series paper. The paper is what seems to be going over better for me than embellishments. And last year, it's a lot of work to cut and do all that ribbon. The paper is a lot easier to do. So how does it work? We have 14 new packs of designer series paper in our catalog. And then we also have some of the collection designer series paper, like the brights, the neutrals, the regals. So in my paper share, you will get a quarter pack of each of the 14 new designer series paper. You'll get a quarter pack of the in color, both in color collections. I'm not including the basic collection, so it won't include the regals, brights, that sort of thing. And then you're also going to get some of the host exclusive paper, because I'm able to get that with that order that I'll be putting in for the paper. And then I'm also going to be including some of the specialty paper on page 139 of our new catalog. You get all of that for only $62. That includes it shipped directly to you. Local pickup, I will reduce the cost of the shipping so for you to be able to pick that up from me. So it's a great way for you to get a little sampling of all the designer series paper before you buy it, so you know if you like it, if it's something that you want to do. So that opened up just yesterday. I finally had that ready to go. I will be posting the link in the description of my video for you to be able to sign up for that paper share. It will ship the end of May, middle to end of May. I'll be ordering that as soon as our catalog goes live, and then by the time it gets here is about a week, and then give me about a week to get it all cut and packaged and prepped and on its way back to you. So just wanted to mention that. And then my In Color Club, I have exactly 2 spots left in my In Color Club. So if you're interested in doing the In Color Club, that will begin the month of May. And that I've talked about in the past, but if you want more information on that, let me know, and I would be happy to provide you with information on my In Color Club as well. And then May 9th, I'll be doing a special Facebook Live. I'm calling it my new catalog kickoff event. So I'll be showcasing some more additional products that's in the catalog. I'll have some kind of a small ordering incentive promotion for all of you to get your first order in from that new catalog. So be looking for more information about that event in my Facebook group and in my Facebook page. I'll be going live right here at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for any of you on different time zones. And yeah, you're going to see some lots of new products that I'm going to be ordering that I can showcase for you at that time. Now, catalogs. By now, I'm hoping that most of you have received your catalog from me. Again, you should have received a complimentary copy in the mail if you've ordered with me in the last year. If you did not receive your catalog yet, please send me a private message. Don't comment that you haven't, because sometimes those comments get lost and then I feel bad for not getting back with you. But send me a private message after my Facebook Live and let me know, and I will get one in the mail to you. I have extras here. I want to make sure that all of you have one of those catalogs in your hand when the catalog goes live next week. So let me see here. What else have I got going on? So there's a couple classes that I have that are still open. My classes to go. Expressions in Friendship. So I wanted to talk about my Expressions in Friendship class, because that class includes this awesome stamp set, which is a host-only stamp set. So if you want this stamp set, you can get it for free as part of my class. In the month of May, I'm offering a class using the mice. So I'll be having a class with the mice, the mischievous mice as well. So I like to offer those classes. Oh, Janet, you're still waiting? Janet, I'll make sure you get a catalog. So those classes are kind of exclusive. A great way for you to get those stamp sets, because you can't normally just go out and buy them. And then it includes the supplies to make 10 cards, 5 cards, 2 of each design. So that one is available, and so is my Abstract Beauty, which is a really fun kind of card style using that Abstract Beauty bundle. So those 2 classes are open, and my May classes will be opening up any minute. Well, probably over the weekend, actually. I have them all typed up and ready to send to get opened up. I just haven't done it yet. And then I do have a couple kits left over of classes from this month. So I did the Calming Camellia and the Dahlia Days A couple of those are left. So if you still want in on those, let me know. We can hook you up with those. Again, all of the links will be in the description of my video for product share, in color club, classes that are currently open, ordering a link, all that awesome stuff. Okay. All right. Whew. I think that's all the housekeeping things that I had for you tonight. So I'm looking through everything here. But so exciting with that new catalog coming. So I'm happy to be able to showcase all of the new things coming out in that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to transition my camera down to my stamp area. You're going to see a little sneak peek of what you are going to be seeing me make tonight. I did not have enough time to design a 3D project because I got home late tonight, and I was going to do that tonight. But the awesome thing is that this bundle is carrying over. So if you don't want to get it right now, you can wait and get it. It's in our new catalog. So you'll be able to see that in the catalog, and you can always get it then. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down. I may not be able to respond as quickly to your comments. I left my computer, my personal computer, at work on my desk, which is the one that I'm able to fold up and have really close to me for easy access to see your comments. It needed to be updated, so I was having my friend Lucas update that for me. Left it at work, so I only have my work computer here with me, which is a full laptop, so it takes up space with the monitor, or the keyboard, and it's not touchscreen, so I have to operate a mouse. And so anyway, bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can, but I realized that at about 6:20 tonight and went, oh no. So anyway, yes. So, Courtney, my May, I'm actually going to be using for that one, I'll get back with you on that. I think you're talking about the online party night that we do with the bingo stuff. So I'll have to look that up. I think it's the hat one. So I'll let you know though for sure. But I think it's the hats that's in our current annual catalog. May is a tough month because things are changing over and you don't know what's coming, going. All right. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down and let's get started. So you're going to see a little sneak peek here of the awesomeness that I'm actually going to be moving my computer over here first. So I'm going to transition my camera down to my little area here. So yeah, they're all bunched together right now. And I've removed my speaker that usually gives me grief. All right, so I have let me get gotta get my bearings together, everyone, because like I said, I have to move myself around a little bit because of my computer issue. So, and admire those little awesome things that I have right there for you all to look at real quick. All right, so here you have the bundle that I'm going to be using tonight. And what I like about this bundle is that it is great for so many different, let me move my little kits out of the way real quick. But it's good for so many, so I'm going to move your little sneak peek away as well. So this is the actual bundle itself, and what I like about it is that you can use it for so many different things. You can use it for, Hope It's Your Best Day Ever is great for birthday, Adventure Awaits, that's great for graduation. So that would be like a really good one to use for graduations. Let Your Dreams Set Sail is also a good one for graduation, could also be retirement. And so many times we need good bundles that you can use for those kinds of occasions. And so I created some fun cards using this set. Now this together in the catalog is $31.50. One of the perks for having this set and purchasing it now is that it's bundled together, so you save 10%. In our next annual catalog, they are not bundled together. You need to buy the stamp set separate from the punch, and so they'll be a little bit more expensive. So if you don't have this bundle, you will want it after tonight's Facebook Live. You can order it by placing an order right here and using this host code. Again, anybody who puts in a minimum $35 order with me from now through, I'm just a hot mess tonight, from now through Sunday night, you will receive 3 of the projects that I'm showcasing tonight for you to be able to have already assembled, ready for your use. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to be sharing with you is this one right here. Okay, So look how pretty that is. So what I used for this card, you can see this beautiful background here has some sponging on it. And what I used is our new blending brushes. Oh, a lot of you love this bundle too. I know it. I love it. Isn't that just awesome? If you haven't used our blending brushes yet, I usually when I've been doing my Facebook Lives, I have been showcasing using, sponges still because I'm still old school with my sponges. But these blending brushes are a really nice addition to our Stampin' Up! Line of products for being able to add color to your projects. They also wash up really, really great. Really good ways. Just put them under the sink and kind of wash them up. Or you can leave like a certain color, like you can maybe mark this red or blue and use dark blues on one, light blues on the other. Now, what I'm going to tell you though is I have my friend Lucas working on storage. He actually gave me a couple what he called prototypes. And I thought I had them down here, but I'm not finding them right now. But I do have a couple of things he's working on for storage. And one of them is actually, they sit in this little thing and it turns around so that you can see them. But yeah, I'm not sure where I put them off to the side somewhere. So if I don't find them tonight, I will showcase them tomorrow, or next month, or next week. Blah! Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. Isn't that pretty? Now this card just uses a bunch of different colors of our blues and things. So for this card, I chose to use Pool Party as my card base. And like I said, tonight I'm a little like a little fish out of water a little bit because got my computer to see your comments in a different spot because I'm using a different computer. So so this is going to be the card base. So this is the Pool Party for the card base. Now what I did in advance just to save a little bit of time is I used those blending brushes on here to add my color. I added some balmy blue and then some this is the actually no, sorry, this is Pacific Point and this is the Pool Party. Okay, and all I did was use these blending brushes. So all you do, let me actually grab an ink pad and show you. Okay, so I'm grabbing my Pacific Point to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how this works. Now, then this is where it just takes a little bit of time to be able to get used to using your brushes. So the one thing you're going to want to do, and I'm actually going to use the back of this, is you're just going to kind of take your brush and go in your ink, and you're going to go in a circular motion. And you may have different demonstrators demonstrate these in different ways. But I like to dab a little bit of that off first, because otherwise I've noticed that when I do that, I end up with a great big blob, and I don't want that great big blob. So by doing that, it takes off that great big blob, and then you are able to have a little bit more control over the sponging. But can you see how quick and easy that is? So going in the ink, dabbing off the blobs, and then lightly going on top of your paper in a circular motion. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So that is what I did. And like I said, I did it in advance. Oh my goodness. And so Kay is here in the background tonight with me. And she just found my little prototypes that I wanted to show you on these blending brushes. So let me enlighten you for a minute. Now, Lucas is the one who did the caddies for me. And he is fine-tuning this process a little bit more. But I'm going to show you this and show you how cool it is. So these will sit inside of here like this. Now, I don't have, maybe I have it upside down, maybe. Oh, that goes in the middle. Okay, I need that. Bear with me here. Now I'm going to spin, because I'm thinking the spinner's not working. Okay, but this is it. So these brushes will fit in here. I gave him the brushes, so he was able to custom make this. And they fit, this one I think holds 9 of them, but look at how cool this is. Can you guys kind of see? It runs on a spigot. It's again, it's he ran it through his 3D printer, and then you just spin it around, and then there's your blending brushes. And they're not, I did it too fast. They really won't fall out of there. But that is what he's working on. Isn't that pretty cool? So it's not meant for you to do it as fast as I did it. So this is one of them that he's been working on, and it's kind of a little 2-part thing. And then the other one that he did, and this one he's fine-tuning even more. This one just holds 3 of them. So if you just wanted, you know, to have one that just holds 3, but this one, whoops, as I'm making it fall over everywhere, they fit in here just perfect. He's got it set up just perfect for these to fit in here. So anyway, this is what he's working on right now, is some awesome little holders for all of our blending brushes. But isn't that pretty cool? Ta-da! So once I know that he's ready to go with these, because like I said, he's a perfectionist and he's not too impressed with how some of them are working yet, but he did bring these to my office the other day and I brought them home. I knew I had them here somewhere and thought I would at least share them with you tonight since we're talking a little bit about blending brushes. So be on the lookout for that registration to open for anybody who might be looking for some storage for their blending brushes that you don't have to worry about just putting them all in a dirty bin or something like that. I know, I love them too. Aren't those awesome? And Lucas is he's like, well, just give me things that you want me to work on. I'll see what I can do. I love it. He's just so good that way. Okay, so then what I did is I added a little piece of Night of Navy to the back of my card right here in the middle. And this, I believe, was 2.5 inches by 4. And I'm just going to adhere that down to the middle here. So I'm just going to grab my snail here and adhere that down. And that's just going to go down right here in the middle. And then I have a piece here. Again, these are going to coordinate together perfectly. This, I believe, is cut 5 by 3 3/4. So this one would be 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I actually stamped in advance the little birds as well. So you can see that they're here, right, part of the stamp set. And we're going to adhere those 2 together. And then we're going to adhere this down to the card. So we're just going to adhere those 2 together and then adhere this down to the card itself. Quick and simple, easy. That little bit of that Night of Navy behind there is just enough to give it a little bit of a pop in that color. And then it's really going to pop that sailboat because the sailboat I did in navy as well. But you can't just have a sailboat out on a perfect day without the sun, right? So we're going to add the sun here to our scene here, our outdoor scene. And then when you have your punch and you punch out the sailboat, you have 3 different pieces to it. And then you would kind of put it together like this. So this is kind of how it goes. And then you have this one right here that will go like that. Okay, how cool is that? So this one is no stamping whatsoever. Love it, love it. Cindy, that's a good idea. I will mention that to him. And that's, I think, part of what he's still trying to figure all out is all of the bells and whistles to make it work nice. I love that it rotates though. That is so fun. That I thought was really fun. So this piece I just put right directly onto my card. And then I used dimensionals to raise these other 2 pieces up. Now this one I did not do any of the stamping. Actually, I don't think I stamped on the boats on any of them. I think I just used the punch for them. Because sometimes, like when I do classes to go and things, and this is going to be a class option as well, so I should mention that to all of you. It's much easier to not, because we're not allowed to send stuff with stamped images, so it's a lot easier for me to just send them. I can send you punched images, so I can punch them out that way, and then you can get your projects done without having to necessarily need the stamp set unless you want the stamp set. Okay, so this is then just going to go on here like that. We're going to assemble our sailboat. Ta-da! Thank you, Philomena. And then I did Adventure Awaits on this. This is going to be a good retirement card. I have a guy in my department who's actually retiring, and I'm probably going to give him this one. He's retiring the end of June. So after like 30 years of service at my university that I work at. So excited for him. Sad for us. So I'm just going to add dimensionals to this. And I might need to get another sheet of dimensionals. And then this is just going to go on here like that. And there you have a really cute card. Hello, Deb, and welcome. A really cute card created using that, just by punching, using your blending brushes. You can kind of see the look that you get with that. But again, the tip for me with the blending brushes is to dab off the excess on your brush before you start doing the rotating, because otherwise you can easily have a big blob. That was one of my takeaways as to why I probably didn't like it as much at first, is because of the blobs I was getting and not the nice smooth finish. All right, so that is our first card for tonight. All right, let me see what I have next here. The next one I have is, let's see here. This one. Isn't this one really, really pretty? I love this one. And what I like about this one is it incorporates using the stamp. So I used this great big stamp right here, okay? And what I did is I stamped, this piece is 4x3, and I stamped on it right in the middle of the stamp. But what makes this card look so real is I then used an embossing folder that's in our January through June catalog. I think it's called Splatters and Lines or Splatters and something else. But it's got 2 embossing folders that are perfect for your mini size, the mini of the machine. But it makes it look like it's a continuation of the waves right from the stamp set. Can you guys kind of see that? It just kind of all makes it look like it is meant to be together, even though it's not. So I love that. Thank you, Carol. We also then have a cloud punch, and that cloud punch is carrying over. But I embossed one of the clouds using that embossing folder just to give a little bit of dimension and depth to the card. I added my stamped sentiment on one of the clouds, and of course we have to have the sun, right? The sun makes everything better. So let's put this card together, and I'll give you some measurements and show you how easy this one was to do. So for this one, I chose to use crumb cake for my card base. I'm just going to move that out of the way. I can bring that back in later for you. So I used crumb cake for my card base on this one. Thank you, Deb. And then I had a piece of that Pool Party cardstock that I cut 4 1/4. I wanted it to go the full width of my card, or the full length of my card here. And then it's embossed with that awesome embossing folder that I had mentioned to you. Again, that embossing folder is in our mini catalog. It's called Splatters and Lines, or Splatters and, but it's 2 of them in there together. And I really, really like them. And I believe they are carrying over as well into our new catalog, so it makes it even nicer. This is such a hard time for us demonstrators to do Facebook Lives, because things sell out sometimes if they're not carrying over before we have a chance to get, I plan my Facebook Lives so far in advance. So I tried really hard on this one to pick things that I knew were carrying over so that I wouldn't have that issue with all of you. Okay, so here is that piece of paper. Actually, this one is the 4x3, so this is a 1/4 inch smaller. So it is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And here's where I used the Pool Party ink. And all I did was stamp that image right in the middle. So I put a piece of paper underneath of it and inked it up and stamped it right on there 3 times. Boom, 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 all on top of each other. Doesn't it make it look like it's the water? Just love that. And then we're going to adhere that onto, thank you, Claudia. One of my team members just confirmed that, yes, those are carrying over. Courtney, I know, 2 cards. Well, and I think I only have ribbon on 2 of them tonight out of my 5. I know, but these cards are so simple without the ribbon and so beautiful that you don't even need the ribbon. All right, so I'm adhering those 2 together, and then I'm going to put this down right in the middle of my card. I didn't even use an embellishment on this one or the first one. Wow, I just thought about that. Okay. So next we're going to assemble our little sailboat. So the same thing, this one I punched out with the Pacific Point, and I just kind of added it to my card. So again, I just added some adhesive down to this. Glue dots work as well. This is the hardest piece to glue down actually, because it's so thin and narrow. You could use the liquid Tombow glue, but I like to just use that one instead, the seal, because it's faster. And I found myself sometimes having to set this out first so that I wouldn't accidentally put my adhesive on the wrong side. So little tip, because sometimes it's easy to think it goes one way and you're like, oh, darn it. It needed to go the other way. And then you're trying to take off dimensional backings from it, which can be a complete pain. Thank you, Patty. I like these cards too. They're so pretty. This was a very pretty bundle to work with. And then I'm just going to put my other one on this side. And then we are going to add in our clouds. So like I mentioned, I did one of them that I embossed with that embossing folder. So we're going to put those on. These I put all on with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to add a couple dimensionals to the one cloud. And I believe I started with this cloud here in the middle first. So we're just going to put this one on here in the middle first. And then I stamped on here Adventure Awaits. And we're just going to put that one on up a little bit higher is kind of what I did. I found that if I put it down next to it, it looked like, I don't know, I liked the dimension of just being up a little bit. So I'm going to put that one up. And then, of course, you got to have the sun. For my sun, I'm actually going to put this one on a little bit of an angle this time. And so for my sun, I used the So Saffron. This is just a circle punch. I know that we don't currently carry circle punches. We do carry the layering circles dies, which there is one small enough that would work for you for the sun. And I put the sun peeking out of the cloud. And there you have that card. So cool, right? I mean, like you said, it doesn't need much more than that. It's such an awesome card. Okay, so there's 2 of my cards to showcase. Now my next one, Courtney, it's going to have some ribbon on it. All right. The next one is this one right here. And I wanted to look for something that was more like festive and patriotic looking. And this is what I came up with. This card uses the Hey Sports Fan Designer Series paper and the Fan Baker's twine as well. I have so much of this twine and I haven't used much of it. So I decided to try to use some of it on a couple of these cards. So let me just pull this out of here. I thought I would have grabbed my one already opened. I might get yelled at later for that. I say that because Kay always tells me to make sure I use one. Oh, that's already opened. I did good. Woohoo! All right. So for this one, I really let the paper do the work on this one. So my Sailboat's just in white. I put it behind some of the Designer Series paper here and here, and added the cute little, doesn't it look festive? I know, right, Philomena? And so that was kind of my whole look. I wanted it to look very nautical. Very good word, Courtney. And I think I accomplished it. I think I did it. Okay. So for this card, I used the Night of Navy for my card base. And I'm just going to fold this one in half. And then I used Poppy Parade because the color of the red, or if you want to call it the red tone in here, is Poppy Parade. So I didn't use red, I used Poppy Parade, but it still looks, I think, red enough, right? So I used Poppy Parade for my first layer of 5 1/4 by 4. And then I used some of that Designer Series paper. So this is just the one that has the stripes on it in the navy. And we're going to adhere those 2 together first. And then I added a strip of, maybe I don't have it in my bag, or if I did, I left it in my bag. I might not have the blue strip to go behind it, so if I don't, we're just going to improvise without it, but I will look here in a second. I dumped all the contents of my bag out, and I can't easily find it. So what I did after this is I did put a piece of 1 inch by 5 piece of the Night of Navy behind here, but let me see, I don't think, I may have not put that in my card kit. Nope, I didn't. So we're just going to improvise and pretend that it's there. So what I did after that is I went ahead and I used my twine and put my twine on the card on top of the blue. So again, you're going to pretend that we have a blue piece there, okay? And I'm going to show you how I did that twine. I add a little bit of ribbon or adhesive to the back there. And I just start in the back by adhering that twine down. And then I'm just going to wrap it around the center. So again, you guys are imagining that blue is there, right? And then every time you go around the back, you're pushing that down onto that sticky adhesive. And I wrapped it around here twice. So that is twice. And then now I'm going to wrap it around here, and I'm just going to make sure it sticks good, and I'm going to snip that off. Okay, now if you are really, really good which I am not, you could add your bow right at the same time. I do a cheater bow and add my bow on at the very end. So that way I'm able to kind of have it nice and tight. It's not loose, and it looks like I went all the way around even though I did not. So we're gonna adhere this down to my card. And then I used my layering circles. I cut out one of the Night of Navy and a coordinating one. This one is actually out of the, this is not part of the Hey Sports Fan. This was a scrap that I had laying around of the Flowering Tulips Designer Series paper, now that I think about that. And I'm just gonna layer these two together. And then this is gonna go on with some dimensionals. There's my dimensionals. And we'll add that bow here in just a little bit at the end. So I'm gonna add 3 dimensionals here. Oh, it is a good one for that, Carol. Yeah, for 4th of July and stuff. It sure is. And then I'm gonna make my little bow and show you how easy it is to put that on. So I made a double bow. So I'm just going to double over on my twine here. And then I'm just going to cut it here at the end, and I'm gonna cut it here where I folded it over. So now I have 2 pieces here of my twine, and I'm just going to make a bow. So I'm just gonna fold this up, make a bow, and then I can cut off the little tails of it if I want to here, because that one's kind of a lot longer than the other. Make it the same. And then I'm going to use a glue dot and adhere this down to my fake piece of blue paper that you guys don't see. Right here, okay? But hey, it still works. All right, then I have the Hope It's Your Best Day Ever. Thank you, Marilyn. And this is going to be layered underneath. So this is 3/4 of an inch. This is a 1 inch, and I'm just going to be layering those two together right here, and then putting that on with dimensionals. And then we're gonna add our little sailboat. Again, I used just the stamp or the punch to punch out the sailboat. So there's no stamping on that. So the reason why, like I said, I mentioned why I don't like to do the stamping, but then you also have to line this up, and it's doable. It's definitely doable, because then you could make, you know, them different colors, and you could color them different stripes, different colors. But for the purpose of my presentation, I liked to be able to just do them all in the punch and not have to worry about that. So, all right. Then we have our boat, and I'm wondering if part of it fell or if here it is. All right. We're losing the boat, you guys. We're losing the boat. So this one I did the same thing. I adhered that piece down completely with just regular adhesive. And you want to be really careful when you're gluing onto this, because I ripped a couple of these because they're so fine up at the top of it. And then I added these on with dimensionals. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on there. Well, this one I'll just probably put 1 on. And this one I put a little bit closer together. So you can kind of have fun with that and experiment with how you want your sailboat to look. And this one I'm just going to add 1 for this one too. And ta-da! There you have it. And that actually looks okay without the blue in there. I like it better with the blue, but you know, but you guys can imagine that, right? And see it with it as if it was there. So yeah, I love that. Great way to use the twine. Now, sometimes when you get your 3 different twines in a pack, you might be like, okay, great way, Kim, to use up all of this, but how am I going to use up the rest? So for the blue, you could easily have changed this out and had this strip be your Poppy Parade, and then put your blue ribbon on top of that to make it pop. So again, little tips and tricks of just moving things out of the way and changing colors, I should say, to incorporate them. And then this green one would be a great one to use for any kind of cards that you're using flowers on, to add a little flower to stems and things like that. So there's a way in which you could use up all those twines that come in that package. All right, so my next card is, ooh, I like this one too. This one also kind of screams maritime, I think, is this one right here. Love that one. Now this paper that I'm using, the Designer Series paper, is from the Heart and Home. So tonight I mixed it up on you guys. I used a little bit of all of the different Designer Series papers that we have. I was kind of cleaning out my bin and trying to find ones that I could use as I'm getting ready to change over for a new catalog. So for this card, I chose to use Night of Navy for my card base. So let me pull out all my pieces that I have so neatly this time in all these different bags. So for this one, I used Night of Navy. Thank you, Luann. I love this one a lot too. So I used the Night of Navy for my card base, and I incorporated in some crumb cake. Thought this one needed a really good neutral, and so I went with the crumb cake. And one that has no ribbon. And then my Designer Series paper is cut 5 by 3 3/4. So those two we are going to adhere together. And I must have been sleeping on the job because I don't have the blue for this piece either. So I better check my kits and make sure that my kits have them. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this one down to there. Okay, so I added a little strip of blue blue paper behind there. Oh, I lied. That one is here. Woohoo! I didn't forget on both of them. All right. I'm just making sure you guys are all paying attention tonight. How's that? All right. This is a 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece of Night of Navy cardstock. And I'm just going to adhere that down onto the middle there. Again, it just kind of breaks that up a little bit, right? All right. And then I have a 4 by 3 piece of my Night of Navy cardstock, followed by a piece that's 1/4 of an inch smaller, so it's 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then in advance, I've stamped on the bottom, "Hope it's your best day ever." And for this one, I wanted to show you how you can change up the boat and make it look different colors. So you can see I used crumb cake and I used Night of Navy. So Marilyn, I'm glad you found that funny. Yeah, sometimes I amaze myself. Oh, wow. It was one of those days today at work, and do you ever have days where you just feel so, I wouldn't say flustered, but it just was like, oh my gosh, where did the day go? It was crazy. I have all this stuff going on, and before I knew it, it was time to go home, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I got it on my Facebook Live tonight. So it was one of those days for me today. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add on the boat, maybe. So I am missing my piece in the middle, but you guys get the gist of it here. I think I may have moved it off the floor with my arm. But anyway, so this time I used Designer Series paper for my boat. This Designer Series paper is from the Hey Sports Fan. But again, you guys get the gist of it. So I just punched it out twice. Once is going to be for the boat part, and then once is going to be for the middle. So I just used a scrap of crumb cake for the middle. But again, I'm not easily seeing that here right now. So yeah, but that's basically that card. Isn't that nice? I love that one. Okay, so my final card is probably my favorite one for tonight. So this one, I think, okay, you have to tell me what you guys think, but I love this one. Here it is. I love the simplicity of this card right here. So this card screams just crisp, nice, beautiful summer. Like, this reminds me of like a typical summer type card. So what I did for this card is I used basic white for the card base. I used a layer of 5 1/4 by 4. Thank you guys. I see all the little hearts coming through. I used a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch of a layer of the basic white, and I embossed that with the gingham embossing folder. And then I used one of the I'm trying to remember which ones these are. These might be the Contours dies, and then the Cloud Punch. And the paper that you see me use right here is from the Peach bundle, or the Peach Designer Series paper. So again, mixed matched. I went to my drawer and I looked for all the different colors of papers that I had that I could use up. And that's one that I had. And so Anyway, so let's get making this card, and I'll show you how easy this one was to make. You can see here on this card, I chose to use that blue baker's twine. So that'll give you another use of that blue one. So easy, yet so cute. So basic white is my card base. And I'm just going to fold that in half. And then you'll see here I have that layer that I mentioned to you that I did 5 1/4 by 4, and I ran it through the embossing machine using that gingham embossing folder. Now that embossing folder is going away. So if you like this embossing folder, you only have until May 2nd to order any of those last chance products. Okay, then the new catalog starts, and anything that you might like that's in our old catalog will be gone, gone, gone. It may eventually hit the clearance rack, but there's no guarantee on that. So I always say if there's something that you really want, get it before it's gone, okay? And then here's that the die shape. And again, I stamped Hope It's Your Best Day Ever. This I added to the center of the card using some dimensionals. So let me bring those in here and get those added. So I just added a dimensional on the corner. This, Marilyn, would be perfect for you. Then this is a very simple card. I mean, it is, you know, got some layers to it, but the layers just, to me, define it. Gives it a little bit of depth, gives it a little bit of, you know, but it's really nothing too fancy. And it's all on that crisp white. So I'm just going to layer that on there. And then we are going to adhere down our cloud. So the cloud I used dimensionals. And we're going to put a couple dimensionals on the cloud. So just like that. Again, it's all white on white, which makes this card, as Shireen said, it makes it gorgeous. Okay, so we're just going to adhere that there. And then this is one where I have the center of the boat is done. This one I did use dimensionals on the entire boat. So I have, this is, like I said, is the back of the peach, one of the peach papers. So I'm going to add, what I did is I added dimensionals down to the bottom of the boat, but up at the top, I just adhered it down to the cloud, okay? So that is what I'm gonna do again. And for this, you're gonna either wanna use the mini dimensionals or you're gonna wanna use around the edges. I'm gonna use around the edge here, and I'm just gonna adhere this down to the center of my bottom of the boat. And I'm going to adhere this. So I'm also going to add a little bit of adhesive up here because I know that's where this is going to go. So I'm just going to add my boat down, and then I'm going to adhere the top up there. So the reason why I did it that way, this already has a dimensional. So I don't want to dimensional this again or it's going to be uneven. So that I'm just adhering directly down so it's the same depth or the same distance up from the card. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Now we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals onto the back of this. So I'm just going to add one here, and I'm going to add that here, and that might hit that same chunk of glue that I already put there because I added a little blob of it. And then this one's going to go here, and it's going to do the exact same thing. I already have adhesive up at the top there. So I'm just going to add one dimensional here. And then this is going to go up here like that. Same kind of ordeal. Adhere that down. Look at that. And then I used this awesome twine. This is the navy one, okay? And all I did was make a bow. I felt like it needed a little something right there, so I made a little bow with this and added it on with a glue dot. And this one I did not make a double bow. I just made a small little single bow. Make it nice and tight. And we're going to cut those ends off. And voila, you have, and this I believe is one of the classes that's going to be opening up in May. This is one of my card classes because it's perfect in time in case you want to make these into some Father's Day cards, you could. I use a lot of mine to make them into birthday cards and things, but there, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So those are the cards that I created for you with all of my my bundle tonight. So let me bring them all back in. So I have this one right here. That might be from me, Marilyn, going back and forth and turning my head. If I would just sit in one spot, I think you'd be able to hear me better and it wouldn't be going in and out. I think that's a Kim error. I honestly do. because I've been moving my head in different directions to see my computer tonight. All right, so these are all of my cards tonight. And I hope that you've enjoyed and got some ideas of how you can use these cards as well, or this bundle as well. And I hope that you consider adding it to your collection. We all need a good go-to masculine bundle, and I think this is a perfect one. Now, again, if you do not have this yet and you want to take advantage of the promotion where the 10% off, because that bundle is $31.50 during this catalog right now. But when it goes into our annual catalog, you'll be buying them separately. If you would like to place an order, you just go to kimsbasementbunch.com. This host code is right posted there, but I want to thank Carol for the suggestion of putting it here for all of you to be able to see more easily. This will change next month with the new month starting. And anybody who puts in a minimum $35 order from now and through Sunday night, you'll receive 3 of these cards in the mail sent to you already completed for you to just be able to use as you would like. And if it's a class that you're interested in, let me know. This is one of the ones that registration will be opening up soon, and I will be able to get that for you. Again, if you have not received your catalog yet and you would like me to get one in the mail to you, let me know. I did see Janet's comment. Janet, I'll be getting one out to you right away so that you can get that catalog and look at it. And there's also an amazing join promotion that will be starting in May that I'll be talking about next week. So it's a great way for you to get some new in colors if you haven't yet. It's called the In Color Starter Kit promotion. And so it's a great way for you to take advantage of getting some in colors. And so we'll be discussing that next week as well. All right, I'm done actually 5 minutes early tonight. So enjoy your extra 5 minutes of time. I want to thank you all so very much. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. And next week, I'll be showcasing brand new product from our new catalog. All right, thanks everyone, and have a great evening.